4120. We want to welcome all our Periscope peeps. We also got a lot of reaction to the movie trailer madness question on our Facebook page. So real quick, just to kind of read off a couple comments based on that was some people, Mark Polton, he's a great writer. He actually had no problem with the Batman Superman trailer. He said it didn't show him too much. I didn't want to say, did you see the Doomsday one? Because I didn't know if he saw it or not. And then
there's all these different variations of trailers.
I know. So
there was that third one that was really good. Like it was like
it was better. Yeah. They should have showed that one first and just left Doomsday out. But I don't think that guy saw.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I'm like not giving away any spoilers. But did you see the one that had that thing, that guy that did that thing, and it's impossible. You don't want to spoil it, and we don't want to spoil it here either. Joe Mulvey, another terrific artist with Comics Tribe. He's got a book coming out this summer with Comics Tribe, and we're going to have him on the show at some point when I can get him free to come on. But he goes dark. He goes dark before certain movies. I did the same during Star Wars, but it was hard. And I guess for me, going dark with Batman Superman was I read the comics. Any comic book movie, I don't go dark because it's like, okay, I read the comics. I know something of what's going to happen. And then to see Doomsday just completely took me by surprise. So I don't know. What are your guys' predictions? We got Casey and we got Sergio. Casey, I'll start with you. Predictions, Batman Superman. I want three things. I want box office predictions. I want fan reaction. And then I want story predictions, just your own prediction on that.
Box office, it's going to kill it because people have been wanting this since they're 10 years old.
Yeah.
Even 9-year-olds that are out there don't know that they want this.
Yeah.
Like people are just going to go see it. There's no way about it. I have seen just today alone in something like my Facebook feed, people who I know from high school, college, what have you, know nothing about comics, nothing about superheroes. Just like, I want to go see it. It's Batman versus Superman. Like,
sure.
Pretty cool. I mean, if you have a draw like that for something that I would say is ostensibly 100% pure comic book movie, it's gonna have huge numbers. Do you want like a ballpark figure? Because I have no.
I would say compare it to how Deadpool did. Let's use that as a benchmark. Deadpool has been like just killing it, and it's been on a longevity's sake killing it. So what do you think?
Is 100 million a low ball?
That is actually kind of a low ball. They're talking 300 million worldwide.
Just for an opening weekend?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I don't really know.
What do you think about the fan reactions? So I mean, fan reactions have been coming in, reviews have been coming in. Without giving anything away, what are your what are you reading and what are you seeing? What do you think is going to happen?
The Muggles will like it. And by Muggles, of course, I mean the everyday, very casual sort of fans.
The ordinary man.
The ordinary people.
Yeah. And then what do you think personally, story-wise, you think it's gonna live up to your expectations?
I'm going to go in there. I'm walking in disappointed and I'm leaving disappointed.
All right, prediction number one. Sergio, what are your thoughts first on how is it going to do? Box office-wise.
Box office-wise, I also agree that it's going to crush it. I mean, everyone knows Batman, everyone knows Superman. Not everybody knew Guardians of the Galaxy, and that absolutely killed it.
No one knew Deadpool, though.
True. Like, a lot of people didn't know Deadpool, but people who are Deadpool fans, there's someone who is a Deadpool fan inside of your circles. Because every time, like, you go to, like, a convention like Comic-Con, there's always, like, thousands of Deadpool. So somebody knows a Deadpool fan, and they brought that person who isn't a Deadpool fan there. So I think. So
let me frame it for box office a little bit better too, a little more succinct, right? It's going to kill opening weekend. But do you think there's going to, this kind of leads into the second question, do you think the fan reaction is going to be strong enough that it continues to kill it? Because his opening weekend, I think, is going to, it's going to do great. There's just no question it's going to do great opening weekend. But is it going to have the staying power that Deadpool has had and Guardians of the Galaxy had and et cetera,
I don't think it'll have the staying power because we're already seeing people have mixed reviews. And some people are just not interested at all. They've seen the trailer and a lot of people do feel, I've seen it all. Why am I going to pay like X amount of dollars? Because movie tickets are not cheap right now.
I like how you tied that into our discussion of movie trailers. Look at that.
Podcast, right? So fan reaction going up for that too. I think a lot of people are going to like it. I mean, I've been seeing mixed things here. There are people who love the Transformers movies, the Everyday Man, the Muggle. So people are going to go on Batman Superman, and my God, it's just amazing, my eyes. Because the spectacle, the big musical scores, the huge stars, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, and there are people like us who are in this world of geek and nerd, and we're like, we're going to go in, we're going to scrutinize everything.
Sure.
So I think we are going to be the driving force of keeping this thing not. It's not going to do as well as we think it's going to do.
I don't think it's the kind of movie that you go see twice.
Yes.
I don't think you have like days to take off work to see it twice. I mean, that's basically what I mean. It's like 3.5 hours. It is massive. I mean, the length of movies has increased, but I think that's more to do with the fact that movie theaters want to keep people, coming to the theater. So I think that kind of plays into it. But yeah, man, it's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and I've seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens 6 times. 6 times, just to different friends, family, people who are like, I need to see it with you. But this movie, it's not going to be like that.
No.
Like I have friends like, oh, I'm just going to go see it on my lunch break or something. I'm like, 3-hour lunch break. But people who are like, oh, I'm just going to go see it. I'm going to
go see it and get fired for not coming back to the office afterwards.
Yeah, like our friend who just had a baby, she's like, oh, I'm just going to go to matinee on Sunday and whatever. Like, it's not an event, but for Star Wars, like we saw it together because it was like, okay, but we're doing this time, this day, we'll get some food first. And this is like...
Mommy and Me matinee, Superman v. Batman.
I mean, in terms of story-wise, are we gonna walk out of the fight scene with Batman and Superman being satisfied?
Ooh.
Because that's, I mean, we talked about the movie trailer, right? We talked about how we didn't need to know Doomsday was there. We didn't need to see Wonder Woman. Justin McKibben actually commented he thought actually just seeing Wonder Woman was a bit too much. Which
I agree.
I don't know if I agree or not. I know kind of seeing her is okay. Like that could be kind of cool and maybe lead you in different directions. But the moment we want to see is that Dark Knight Returns-esque Batman Superman fight scene. So what do we think?
The cleated boot kick.
Yeah.
That's the one. I have a feeling, and this might just be because I feel like this is my try to do. Like Star Trek Into the Darkness, they flip everything on its head because people know what to. So in that one, you have the whole Kirk-Spock dynamic.
Sure. One
loses another, but flipped for the '80s movie versus now. People, I think, are going into this thinking Batman is gonna take it. Yeah. Or if there will even be, if there is a definite winner, because in comic book fights there's like, oh, we fight, but then we team up to fight a greater threat.
Sure.
Yeah. What if Superman's the one that, for the first time in what might be comic book history, deals out an out-and-out curb stomp?
And that's actually a great point, too, because this is not the Superman we grew up reading. No. And Zack Snyder kind of made it that way, specifically in Man of Steel. So... you might actually be 100% right. And theoretically speaking, if he was anything of like, if he could live up to his own powers, should destroy Batman. I mean, he should. Batman should lose every fight, if you really think about it. But Batman is always smarter than the average bear, and he's able to actually, deduce your weaknesses in this and that. And Superman's weakness in the comics is that he for an alien, he's actually surprisingly human and empathetic, and he kind of like, that's how Batman kind of beats him, in Dark Knight Returns, too. He kind of takes him by surprise because he knows Superman is not giving 100%. So, but Zack Snyder's Superman might be giving like 1,000%, and this might be a really fast movie. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be like 2 hours of us just like showing Batman's grave and be like, oh, this is not what I expected.
Batman blocks the punch, and then Superman just like,
yeah.
He's just got the arm still hanging there.
And the thing is, I think we're going to be hugely disappointed. I mean, not to bring everything down, but we know that these other heroes are in the movie, so it's going to end up forming the Justice League. So, in the end, I mean, the fight might be good, but it's not going to culminate to anything.
No, it never does, though. It never does.
Not. And knowing that is really disappointing for me, because it's like, I don't know, at one point, Aquaman's going to come out of the Flash or Cyborg, but they're going to come out, and then Batman, okay, we got to go face this other guy over here, which might be...
trailer for not spoiling them, but
yes.
That would have been way over the line.
Yes. Now, I'm hoping he comes out with Aquaman when he comes out of the water too.
That'd be great.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, we're going to have a Game of Thrones episode in 2 weeks, leading up to the new season. Really excited about that. A really cool guest on as well too, so we'll see how we do about that. And last night we also kind of did a lot of talking about the Dark Returns and Batman and Superman, and so if you don't catch Bad Coyote Funky regularly, their podcast is every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. You can go to badcoyotefunky.com, and then you can also check them out live on twitch.tv/badcoyotefunky. You can hear Casey, you can hear Dave, and you can hear Greg, who all called into the show today as well, too. So, looking forward, Batman Superman, we're going to give our unapologetic and spoiler-free as much as we can review week on this show. But beyond that, we've got Marvel Civil War coming up. We've got X-Men Apocalypse. Out of the two movies, what do we think is going to be the best one out of those two?
Oh, Civil War, no question. No question.
Really?
Suicide Squad. Option C.
Oh, all right. You know what?
Yeah,
That's
the thing with X-Men, I'm a huge X-Men fan, but the movies have never done them justice.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's always the director/Hollywood version of what we think the fans want. I mean, just look at what they did to Deadpool. They sewed his mouth shut and everything. And in this one, I think the only thing that looks really good is Psylocke, played by Olivia Munn. Amazing.
Yeah.
Right off the page.
Right off the page, absolutely. And that's because she adamantly went after the character. She actually went into a costume fitting, and they had it not correct. It was all black. It was different. And she was, no, this is not Psylocke. So the industry is still trying to do their own interpretation. So for X-Men Apocalypse, I think it's going to be enjoyable. I'm going to go see it, but it's not going to be what we want.
I mean, is an X-Men movie good? Flip a coin.
It's a good point. Days of Future Past, I thought was pretty cool. But you know what the funny thing about the X-Men movies are, too? And this is something that, this is my own personal feeling on it. For something like Days of Future Past, I would have been so excited like 20 years ago because it's like, wow, they're finally taking this iconic storyline and they're putting it up on film. How great is that? But Marvel has destroyed the X-Men franchise so much, I feel like, over the last 5-10 years that I'm just not as excited to see these iconic storylines up there anymore because they're not... I can't go to the comic store after and kind of pick it up from where the movie leaves off.
Wolverine's dead.
Yeah.
Marvel, stop trying to make the Inhumans a thing. They're never going to be a thing.
Yeah, please, stop.
You know, they're doing a decent job with that, though. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised at how good they're doing with that because Inhumans really are less than a thing, and now they're not as bad a thing, but they're not a thing. I agree. But so I would say Civil War. We're looking forward to Spider-Man's cameo. We thought it was too much in the trailer, but what do you think his role is going to be in the actual movie, and how much we're going to see of him?
If they put it anywhere like they're trying to frame it around the Miller McNiven comic, upon which the title is at least taken from, and the Tony Stark, Steve Rogers fight is, I guess, pulled from. He's going to be put center stage. They're going to play him up to the media in the sense that it's like, look at this, a teenager, just developed powers, he's siding with the government.
Yeah.
If they do the whole unmasking bit, just like, that made literal newspaper headlines in real life. That's what they're going to do. Fight scenes, maybe they'll throw him in. I hope so, because you have to have him in there and show more action than just him grifting Captain America.
Sure. Well, I want to thank our guests. We got Sergio and Casey from BadCoyoteFunky. We also had Dave and Greg call in. Thank you, guys. And I want to thank our other caller, Eileen, for jumping on and joining the conversation. We invite all of our listeners to do so every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TalkingAlternative.com. Podcast to follow on Mondays on iTunes. And where can we catch your guys' podcast, even though we've mentioned it a billion times?
You can catch it on twitch.tv/BadCoyoteFunky live Thursday, 9:30 Eastern Standard. And we're also on iTunes and for you Android users on SoundCloud.
Casey, anything?
Okay, great, Eric. Thank you.
I've got a pretty great OkCupid profile.
And on that note, you can catch us now. We've got about 20 minutes left to vote in the Superman bracket of our March Madness bracket franchise Final Four. So far, Man of Steel looks like it's going to come away. We had Tim Burton's Batman fall to The Dark Knight in our opening round. We had Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, actually taking it last week in our Spider-Man bracket. And it looks like Man of Steel might take it, but there's still time to vote. So go onto my Twitter page at Michael_Dolce, DOLC as in cat E. You can catch us next week. We are going to give our unapologetic, and I say we, but it's going to be me and anybody who calls in, give our love to our Periscope people as well, too, if they chime in as well. We're going to give our review of Batman vs. Superman, tell you what we thought. We're going to look forward to the X-Men movies coming out, Civil War movies, and we're going to do our X-Men bracket next week. So I want to thank all of our guests, all of our callers. This is Secrets of the Sire, weekly, 11 a.m., TalkingAlternative.com, talking movies, pop culture, TV, and comics. Go to secretsofthesire.com. And we
awesome.
Thank you, Periscope peeps. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you heard everything.
Hey, Jenny. Okay, cool. All right, you just finished it. going on, Mike?
JC?
I called that guy.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
tried
fine.
to email, reach
That's
out to you
fine.
guys.
Okay.
I had to do it.
I am looking for a speaker. April
That was perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we can certainly do a radio show with him.
Okay, awesome. I will,
But he hasn't responded back. So.
he's in the middle of doing his taxes and stuff. You know that? Because I've actually shot him some design. I know. I've actually shot him some designs to look at for his website, and I haven't gotten any feedback.
If you give me his number,
for like $60. Well, when they were on sale, we got
Did you finish?
Yeah, it's done.
you also talked about doing a joint show.
I kind of.
Yes, Ramona's website is getting
maybe
for Real Housewives of New York. Ramona Singer.
Yes.
She is going to be. I'm actually building her site right now. It's going to be relaunched before April 6th. So once the site is relaunched, then we can do the joint show. We want obviously we don't want people like listening to her and then going to her old site, which is god awful, terrible. So sometime in April, I was thinking maybe the end of April. We'll do a little spring joint show.
All right, good.
And
Is he coming in or calling?
He canceled last minute.
We don't have it yet?
Because his company.
I've seen
he didn't get
you
approval from
face
his
cam.
company.
When you were doing that, man.
So me
Okay.
and John are improvising.
Okay.
Never did.
All right.
Are you sure?
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I did? Like I had like an image or
That
something.
hasn't happened in a long time.
I never had.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, like, you should have said something ahead of time that he needs approval, so you didn't announce it before he.
He made it like he
No big
So
deal.
I mean, that's like my-
Maybe he didn't think he had to, and then he happened to casually mention to somebody, like, "Oh, you need approval for that." And he's like, "Oh no."
It's like